Good morning, guys. I'm trying to make you some videos that are a little bit shorter and trying to get you guys straightened out. So let's make this simple. We're going to talk about transforming graphs. So there's four main ones you need to know about. We always start with f of x. So f of x, remember f of x is our fancy, let me try to make this focus a little bit better for you. Let me zoom in a little bit tighter. Yeah, that's better. F of x, remember, this is our function. So it just means function of x. And remember, we say this f of x. So this just means function of x, and it's always going to be your output or your y value. So there's four different kinds of shifts. So first we've got f of x, where we add something on the outside. So we add on the outside, and this just means it's going to go up however much we add. So up d units. Now if we subtract something on the outside, if we subtract something on the outside, just does the opposite. Instead of going up, we're just going to go down. Down d units. Sound on, y'all. You're never going to understand if you don't hear the explanation. Okay, so now what we're going to do is the other two. We did outside the function. Now we're going to go inside the function. We could both add something inside or subtract something inside. Now when it's on the inside, it actually does the opposite of what you'd think. So when it says plus, we're actually going to go left. Left, however much it tells us. So C. This one we're going to go right. Make sure you have that written in your journal. If you need to pause, this is a good time to pause. Now let's take a look at what your questions are going to look like in Con. So the first couple of questions in Con are going to ask you really simple things. They're going to give you a graph. So let's say example 1. I've been gardening this week, can you tell? Example 1. They're going to give you an equation, they're going to give you a graph you've seen before, and they're going to start with a parent function. Do you remember the very first week we did parent functions? Well, I'm going to do a couple very simple examples, okay? So let's say that I have a quadratic, which is just a parabola. It's that one that's shaped like a U. I'm doing my best to make it pretty. They're going to give you, this is your starting function. And then they're going to say, somehow there was transformations. I was supposed to say transformations, but it's just a hot mess. And it goes into g of x. And they're going to give you a graph with g of x on it. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see. I can see the U through there, so I'm going to just do a quick trace. Okay. And I'm going to take this guy, and I'm going to move him to make a new one. Okay, got it. Now you don't need to do that. They're going to give you the graph already. But I just wanted it to look roughly similar. Now on your graph you need a scale. You need to know where you're moving from and where you're moving to. And I'm really just looking at a couple of points. So at this point, I'm going to say I'm going over 2. So I went right 2. And I went down. I'm going to say I went down 4. I went down 4. So if I were going to write the equation for g of x in terms of f of x, all I do is I take these and use the table. So again, right is going to be subtracting on the inside. So I'm going to say f of, and on the inside of those parentheses, I'm going to say x minus 2. And that takes this graph to the right 2. And to go down 4, I say minus 4 on the outside. And this is my equation. That's it.